Wrexham have now completed back-to-back-to-back promotions, going from the brink of part-time football to one step away from the Premier League. Which sounds good, but the Premier League is a much larger jump, with Wrexham's squad's average age being 28 on the higher scale. This Premier League step-up could be harder than all three promotions combined, as the owners Rob and Ryan might not be able to afford this next move also. But what they can afford is to hire me as manager over Phil Parkinson, as I aim to take the Red Dragons to the Premier League and potentially beyond that. As yes people, here we are, Wrexham is back around on the channel. The mighty Welsh Dragons need rebuilding again, and this time in the Championship, as that's right, promotion, and currently we're sitting bottom of the league. Only on alphabetical order though, do not worry, we're going to rebuild this squad in a way that brings through youth players, takes veterans on still to improve them, and hopefully goes towards the Premier League and Champions League title, as that is the aim, and the current best player at the squad is George Dobson, 26. Matty James a little bit on the older side, he's won the Premier League in the past with Leicester, so has some experience. Oliver Rathbone, he was at Rotherham, he's a good one. And Sam Smith from Reading, of course I'm not talking about the singer. Overall, it's going to be a good squad to build. We've got James Rodriguez also up front. But I will start by changing the formation, and the formation I'm going to is the 4-4-2, as I just want to survive in this league. It gets Longman into his position. He's only 23. Elliot Lee on the other side. He's done a lot for Wrexham. As also, this man has Paul Mullin. And a fun fact about this man, he's got in FC 25's Team of the Year despite scoring 3 goals all season.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Crazy to understand, I know, but this season, because I've promoted them to the Championship, the budget has stayed the same, so we've still got a League One 2 million. Kind of stinky, I know, but the way I'm going to play this is use the Youth Academy and send the scout to Wales. If we could find a Welsh wonder kid for the Premier League, that would be sensational, but in the meantime, I'm going to sell some players, because I do want to bring in another one, and Paul Mullin, the first one out to Watford. Thanks for the memories, Mulls, but you had to go. We need the cash, as he's left alongside players like O'Connell, Boyle and Mendy to bring in just enough cash for a left back who's newly relegated. Ballymumba of Argyle, I think, should make a difference to this Wrexham squad. Delighted to get that one over the line. He's a very versatile player and will sit behind Longman because that's a very strong left-hand side. With a relatively strong team all round, I've changed the positions of Dobson and Elliot Lee for me to be happy with these lads, because I honestly think this is enough to survive in this division. Of course, Ballymumba, who we literally scraped the money for, is the best player here at Wrexham, 72 overall in the end. As in the end, it was Longman our top scorer at only 24. Then this man Sam Dalby, who came back from his loan spell out in Scotland to come and save us, because I had to recall the loanee boys, starting this season from next year on in the Championship, as that's a decent result. 14th in the table. Of course, it's not where we want to be. And yes, we did fail to get the back-to-back-to-back-to-back promotions, but still, I'm not too fussed. We had a really good day in the FA Cup. Yes, getting hammered by Liverpool, but we got the chance to play a Premier League side and test our luck. The same in the Carabao Cup, playing newly promoted Burnley. And there's the teams in the Championship playoffs, where we might hope to be next year. Just depends if we can buy some quality, as we do have a bit of quality in the academy, Bryn Lawrence and also Nathan Phillips. Will them two be the difference next year? Let's have a look together. And in the meantime, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, we're on the road to 60,000. Would mean a lot if we can try and hit that number as quickly as possible, as we do have loanees back in Brunt, Jordan Davis, we've got Bryn Lawrence, the youth players all promoted, probably needing loan deals of themselves as when we put Dalby in. I think this season we need a striker still, and probably another centre back, as I do want to try and aim for promotion if we could. I mean, we'd probably have to slip it with some very good teams now in this division. Nottingham Forest suffering Premier League relegation. They have the likes of Hudson-Odoi, Alanga, Chris Wood. However, we have £11 million, so we have been given a Wrexham budget. And in order to get some promotions, Wrexham have dipped into the free agent market. Genuinely not lying to you as well when I tell you I was going to sign this man anyway. Patrick Bamford at Leeds United, or was at Leeds United, and is a promotion man. Yes, he may not have played much for the Whites, but he does know how to get out of the Championship. Championship. And this man, as a striker with Sam Smith, could be very lethal. Fantastic, but would this really be an MWS rebuild without coaching Wrexham and obviously taking a look in America? Because obviously the owners of Wrexham are American, and that always has me trying to sign from the MLS. It's obvious. Can you blame me? There's some decent players like Luciano Acosta, but I think he might be a little bit out of our paycheck for the moment as Wrexham manager. Plus, it is defenders that I am looking at. And yes, only one is from the US, Jake Davis. But if we can get him and this Malanda guy, I think we're making great strides towards maybe a playoff place, giving us a chance for another promotion if we could maybe take it. Oh, and look at that finish. It is 7th. 2 points away from the playoffs. Of course, it's Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, and Leicester walk in the leagues, but 7th? Could you have just not got another win? At least we have got a player in the team this season. That's something to be proud of. It's Okonkwo, the goalkeeper. Not surprised he's good. He used to be at Arsenal. And his rating's fairly okay. This is the team come the end of the season. It is definitely one to be built upon. We do have Bali Mumba, 77 rated. What a signing that guy's turned out to be. And also the defender Malanda. He's now 24, but 74 overall. Now screw the playoffs, I say. If we don't go for automatic promotion, we are doing something shameful as Sam Smith, the top scorer. Good goals, him and Longman up there. Also Patrick Bamford, as I am going to have a clear out as well. A lot of older players leaving in this, quite frankly, make it or break it Wrexham season. £4 million. Why have you only given us that little money?
Come on! When is it gonna end, Robbie?
That's genuinely a shame, that is. I really thought we'd get a lot of cash to rebuild this squad. Although down here in the reserves, the lone players I forgot about. We have this youth player, Ethan Taylor, who got promoted. Now he's 72 overall. Bryn Lawrence is a 70. Both have the potential to be special. I know they have potential in the academy, as Lewis Brunt is also another one. I've got this guy really good in pass saves. He's 25 now, though, and could technically look a lot better than Cleworth in the defense. However, it's a defense that needs structuring because I haven't really messed with tactics. And I think with Patrick Bamford maybe being a little bit past it now, I am going to keep him at the club, but I'm going to go 4-3-3 attacking variant and add the two young players in Lawrence and Taylor to the squad, and then maybe cashing on some centre-backs to go and get another big one to fill out this Wrexham team. So Dan Scar, he is out of the door. 1.25 and selling him to a Welsh rival. With Lewis Brunt also out the door, he's going to Norwich City, a championship rival. But hopefully not for long, as 9 million, that all goes into a player, and one player in particular, because I am going to go centre-back. Like I said I would, need a left footer, and this man's playing at Olympiacos. The Englishman, Nelson Abbey, and he's 22 years old, this guy. Like I said, I wanted to make sure the average age of the squad goes down, and he's full of pace, something we haven't had with the aging players. So despite him not costing all the money we actually had to spend, I do trust him as a centre-back to hopefully take this team forward. No failure in our mission this year. Playoffs is secured. This year above Bristol and a significantly better points tally. Just what we want to see, but I'm going to take you through the cup competitions first. West Ham beat us in the FA Cup, fair enough. Another Premier League outfit, which hopefully we're in next year, and a round of 16 loss on penalties to Arsenal. Nothing to be ashamed about, as look at the team of the season. Our ex-Arsenal man doing very well in between the sticks, but has he performed in the playoffs? Well, the semi-finals we did get the win, and in the final we get the win. We beat Birmingham City by 1-0. Another team owned by American owners, so it was the American derby over here in the English leagues, and Wrexham take it. But in even better news, Wrexham are going to the top tier. Fantastic, as I didn't show you the squad because I've saved it for this season, and this is how the outfit looks. Okay, so we've got some decent players. We've got some lacking. Nelson Abbey is a player I thought would be over the rating of 75. And also Bryn Lawrence. I know he's a youngster, but I thought he'd just come on a little more. As midfield's definitely the position we need to sign because Dobson's 29. Longman's had an increase because he can play anywhere, and now he's a winger. Got plenty of positions to sort out, as Mumba is the only 80 rated. We've got to improve a bit. I think first season we aim for survival and aim to make some stunning signings because I've got some midfielders in mind already. Oh, and £30 million. Now, that's not exactly what I expected. Come on, Rob and Ryan. You've got a lot of money from your film deals. Looks like we'll have to be stingy with money again, and I think the best way to do that is visit the MLS again because the players are cheap and cheerful. Plus of quality as Jack McGlynn, the American central midfielder. He was the first player on my shortlist. He significantly brings the squad age down and the budget down. It's 16 million left now. Despite not being a Hollywood budget, I still want to go out there and make a superstar signing. Or for the level we're at, a superstar signing. Not really the best player, but Tammy Abraham of Roma, 29-year-old, 6'4" option. In comparison to Sam Smith, who's the same age and 77 rated. Two strikers are better than one, but we haven't found the Paul Mullin legend replacement. Hopefully that'll come shortly, but Tammy Abraham for the time being should be a player of quality to keep us in the Premier League. And he's made an impact. Look, Tammy Abraham, an 81 overall, in a team overall good, but I have just noticed the left winger. Young, I mean, he is young, but he's 61 rated. Because we have lost Ryan Longman to a release clause, he's gone to Chelsea. Why, Ryan, why? And why has his rating gone up so much? It's now worth 111 million. How have Chelsea improved a player that much? Now, they may have just stopped us from staying in the Premier League, which I am going to check. I'm going to save that till last. Oh, as in the FA Cup, that was a huge chance to lift the trophy, you know. Losing in the semi-final with Leeds on the other side as Leeds win the Carabao, and we made a semi again, losing to Leeds United on penalties. Two narrow cup misses maybe could mean a bit of a budget next year. However, the Premier League is our focus. We need to stay in the top flight, and we do get in there, Wrexham. I mean, 15th, a dodgy finish, but we were 11 points clear of Burnley, Sheffield United, and Wolverhampton going down. Good stuff that season. Of course, we did lose a crucial player, but we've got crucial players growing. Ethan Taylor, a Welshman. On the right wing, is this the next Gareth Bale we've got growing in our squad? As Bryn Lawrence still growing on the bench as well as Nathan Phillips is. However, the main problem this season may look like losing Ryan Longman. However, when you check Ballymumba's stats, 90 pace, 91 dribbling. Yes, he could be a central midfielder, but he also could be a left winger, as that's where I'm going to try him. I'm going to move him into our strike force, hopefully bring in another left back and bring in another central midfielder. As we have been back this season, the budget's gone up. We've got 41 million. I keep talking about the Mullin replacement. I do want a key striker for the team. And despite him scoring 10 goals last season, Tammy Abraham, I think it's time to go already. Wrexham really not a selling club, but I will take the money and run from Tammy. Turning 30 years of age, and also, like Longman, goes to Chelsea. That's actually where he started his career as a youngster, so I feel good for Tammy. Gets to go back home and gets to give us a little extra revenue. With left back what we need first, and I feel this man's kind of perfect. Simon Hrgovic, the Croatian, he's 24 and 78 rated. Potential to grow. Of course, we need to save money because we've got 3 positions to cover, as there's 2 in one sweep. We've got Bulat, another Croat. Bringing the pair of them across, I think, is a good move, but we still need that striker. And with the owner, Ryan Reynolds, of course, being a proud Canadian, I think it would make sense to go for this man, Jonathan David, the Canadian striker, who the newspapers have linking to West Ham, but he doesn't want to go there, I don't think. And here in this career mode, he's at Aston Villa, a solid squad. It's going to take a lot of cash to get him away from the Midlands, so I'll sell Mo Fall, the striker, the sporadic one, to get a little bit of cash, giving us just enough to pay the wages of this man, David. And all he needed was a little love in Jonathan David, because here at Wrexham, +3 already. He's 29, but he's still growing strongly. With 13 goals. I mean, yes, it's 3 less than Sam Smith in less games, but Sam Smith doesn't have age on his side. 31, 6'1". So not as small and nimble as Jonathan David, but Ballymumba, he got 13 himself. And as a left winger, he goes up to a 91 overall.
Oh my God!
Yes, his stats have improved season on season. You can see the agility, you can see the dribbling. But Ballymunba is up there with some of the best ratings FIFA's ever seen. Really blows my mind. You can see his better rating than Taylor on the other side. And he carries Wrexham to a Champions League spot this season. 14 losses is a lot, but the lack of draws and the most wins, joint with Chelsea, puts Wrexham into the Champions League racing season 2 of top flight football. As disappointment with Northampton in the FA Cup and disappointment with Sheffield United telling us we probably need another goalkeeper if we are to stand chance in the Champions League, won by Lazio. That's unexpected. And so is this. 3 players make the team of the season more than any other team, with Ballymunba there, and I'm surprised he's in a defensive position. Come on, game, he's an attacker. £62 million. Ryan, are you not backing us in the Champions League? I mean, we don't really need it, yes, as we are expected to reach the Champions League semi-finals and only a Europa League spot in the Premier League. However, with 3 players reaching the team of the season, I think we should go one better. Why can't this team, with the attack force we've actually produced, go for a title? I mean, if we do replace Abbey in the defense, maybe Hrgovic, although I do think our left back can be replaced by Ballymunba if he needed to go back and defend. But yeah, why not? Why can't we go for the Premier League? As Ballymumba's also number 2. 91 rated, but a defensive number. You're an attacker now. You're getting a high number. 25, I think, will suit him. As what will suit us is that defender. We need to bring him pronto. Selling Max Cleworth to afford him. Now, he is a Wrexham OG player. Think he came from the academy. I know he played for him in the National League. And that's 16.6 million added to the fund, and he does play Champions League football. Monaco he goes to, as I'm not only just going to sign a centre-back, but here is a left-footed one with 84 pace, Mika Marmol, who we charged a premium on. They know we're Wrexham, they know we have money. 37 million. Still, he's in the team. He's a better defender. I trust the fullbacks. I trust the whole entire squad. Apart from backup goalkeeper, where we definitely need to improve, as getting beaten by a Championship and League One club last season didn't make me happy. So Alex Bakker, a decent regen at Club Bruges. He could make a difference, and also we could do with another attacking winger option. We'll pay the big money for Bakker first because backup goalkeeper was priority, and then Moussi comes in second. Like I said, he offers something different, and that different option doesn't half provide because Wrexham, we have finally gone and done it. Top of the Premier League, Manchester City are in second place. Unlucky citizens, you're not getting your hands on this trophy. It's coming to Wales, back with us, as Nottingham Forest keep doing well in the Carabao. But it's the FA Cup this time. We were unlucky with our draw against United. And all my days, Forest win the Carabao. They've done 2 for 2. We were out to Manchester City on penalties. Again, very unlucky. But this is where it matters to me. Not a great start. Full focus must have been on the Premier League. 15th is not good at all. We did beat RB Salzburg 5-4 to put us into the round of 16, which ends with defeat to Juve. Unlucky for us. They do have some decent players, and they'll be a very hard team to top come next season, but with the signings we make and the improvement after winning the Premier League, we should be going for it. The board want us in the Champions League final. They want us winning the Premier League and FA Cup. Doing a treble with Wrexham here in Wales will be amazing for Rob and Ryan, the owners, who give us £84 million. Again, not too much.
Can you give me some money, please? Can you give me some money, please? Stop around.
Especially after winning the Premier League, as we can't really see the ratings of the players due to international duty, but Lawrence is one of the weakest. Still a homegrown player in Hrgovic, another one who's quite decent, but not high enough rated. As is there any players we could go for from Wales and establish our roots a little bit, as of course we've not got much choice due to how far into the save we are. But Neko or Nico Williams?
Nico Williams, not Neko.
He won't start games, but he's a very decent player to have on the bench. Adding another Welsh player to the ranks, which we obviously wanted. And there's no point looking at Welsh clubs because Cardiff City, not on the best form. Relegated to League One, but there is another centre-back we probably don't need. Ethan Ampadu looks decent at Celta Vigo. I'll let him stay in Spain. However, Luke Harris looks quite decent. Again, though, we might not need a cam. If this guy could play on the wing, he has some decent pace, some decent dribbling. It's another Welsh player to add to our Welsh team. Add a bit of a Welsh spine. I'll save him from the Championship, but unfortunately give him a bench position. Leaving us a strong bench, but unfortunately I still think another striker needed. Sam Smith, thank you for the memories. He has submitted a transfer request. 32-year-old. He's never going to be Champions League quality. So out he goes to Wolves after undoubtedly improving his football here, allowing us to go international with Valentin Castellanos into the club, who works as a backup but would need to do a significant amount of damage to challenge our top three on the field. All over 90 rated. Ballymumba 95 as well. That's incredible. He is a League One player. After the relegation of Plymouth, +2, now to a 95 overall. Impeccable. As now David back to the top scoring mark. We've got Taylor up there. Nice, Ethan. McGlynn also doubling goals and assists. We love to see it, but you know what we like to see more than anything? It is back-to-back titles for Wrexham in the Premier League. Another trophy to add to the list to go with so many promotions. Not all earned by me, as then the Community Shield won it over Forest. The FA Cup not won though, that goes to Brighton over Blackburn. And the Carabao Aston Villa. I mean, I'm not upset, the trophy's been spread around. But this is where it matters, and oh dear, a stinky start again. It's 22nd in the league phase. No, we can't be having it. However, we draw Champions League winners Real Madrid, or 6 out of the last 11, beat them 3-1, and that's an incredible result. Before Napoli, 5-1 in the first round of 16 game. Oh, the only round of 16 game, who am I kidding? And then Juve, oh my days, 8-2-1 aggregate. This is the team that beat us last season, by the way. And right now at this current time, I would hate to be a Juventus fan. Sorry, terrible joke. As then we beat Bayer Leverkusen to set up a finale against Manchester City in our division. A team that just finished below us with less defeats, it's got to be said. And we will have to be on our A game with this team going into it. I can see Man City being up for this one. We're playing at Old Trafford in their city. A little bit against the grain, but at least we're not travelling far ourselves. Still, not far travel for Manchester City. They'd love to win it at their rival's ground as Haaland. He's on the field. Nico O'Reilly. Brilliant start. Absolutely phenomenal to let that man run through us and score the opening goal. Literally had the freedom of Manchester. Meaning now we need a comeback. I mean, we do have a very good attack. I trust it as Ethan Taylor drops it off into Jonathan David. Taylor getting it back again. Run like he was stuck in glue, but here, that's a good move. Now it's David on the corner of the defender. Close one, but still, we'll take this corner really quickly. We do have some tall centre-backs in there. Melanda, the captain. David was jumping. Fonzie is at left-back for them as Savinho. It's on the left wing today. Nico O'Reilly in the cam slot where he usually, well, should be. Currently filling in as a left-back, I believe. As Melanda jogs forward into Jack McGlynn. We need Jonathan David making a run through the middle of the centre-backs. He does. Now Ethan Taylor on the overlap. This is a good move for Wrexham if we could drill that into the box. Brilliant goal from Bulat, our Croat central midfielder. Scores the level of the number 16. A brilliant signing. Just that workhorse. As he makes that darting run in the middle behind the defenders and scores a sweet volley. Fantastic from the Reds. We still need to be careful. They're going on the outside of us because they're trying to use Rodrigo and Savinho. Two tricky Brazilians, but we do have a defensive left-hand-sided winger in Ballymumba, but he's very far up the field as Lawrence will take it into his own hands. Mumba needs to make a run. He's onside here, is Ballymumba. How has it been given us off? Could have had a brace there as Melanda. We need to go in this second half with the same optimism of the first because we just about came back. Ethan Taylor needs that overlap. Gets it from Jack McGlynn. There's no one in the centre of the box, but but it goes to Ballymumba. Can't quite get that gap in the middle, but Mika Marmol, really good run. Needed to keep the ball there as David tried to make the run. He does through the middle. Jonathan David, he's been weak in this game until the moment matters where he scores to put Wrexham in front. A fantastic 1-2, and that pass just separates two players and David one-on-one. You know the Canadian's not missing. Had to come back as now Rodrigo, though. Manchester City won't let us sleep. It's Erling Haaland. Missed the tackle. Erling Haaland, why? Still terrible from ourselves, and Erling Haaland's always going to be a threat as Max Perrone. Good tackle. Marmol, my man of the match in defence. Stealing the ball on 2 occasions as Lawrence into Bulat. Jonathan David peeling off. I think it's Rodri, and he goes early. Time ticking away here, though, and Haaland... he's not a crosser. We've got to win that header, Hrgovic, and he does to set off with Ballymumba. Look at that. He's rid the tackle from Issa Kabor. Now puts David through. Ethan Taylor, one of the youngsters, to just have a strike. It's Branthwaite coming across. The angle was always messed up. However, we should have done enough. It's Arthur Okonkwo. A terrible throw-in. I wanted him to just roll it into the defender. As Malander, Ethan Taylor, you've got to be first to that because now 1 minute of pressure. O'Reilly into Savinho. We need the tackle. We've completely took him out here. Ball falls back to Malander, the captain. Davis just needs to whack the ball out of play. Whistle goes. Wrexham do it. They are champions of the Champions League. We had to do it from a comeback, but the Welsh Dragons are on fire. It is just what the doctor ordered, and Malander is going to be the man to lift the trophy. A little hidden gem in the MLS if you do want a signing. A Frenchman from Charlotte. I think that was the team. Has let me know which one I rebuild next. Still promoted and relegated teams to come, but I'm going to sprinkle in some new content. Keep your eyes out for that and click here if you do want more videos.